Hey all, it's Erin, aka Grishno, and I just got something in the mail today that I wasn't expecting, and it's frustrating. It's really frustrating, but I wanted to come on today and share a little bit about what's going on in this never-ending transition of mine. So let me just read what I got in the mail. This is from the Department of Motor Vehicles, and it says, "Dear Miss Armstrong, the medical certification and authorization dated from 8/16/2010, and this was, if you go back to 2010, you can actually see a video of when I moved from New York to California, is about to expire. To maintain your transitional status, a new form must be completed, signed by your physician or psychiatrist, and returned to the Department of Motor Vehicles to update your driving records. If your gender identity status has changed from transitional to complete, it must be signed by a licensed physician and returned to the DMV. If we do not receive this form by 9/13/2015, your driving records will revert to show your prior gender. You will be required to visit your local Department of Motor Vehicles office for a new photo. The expiration date of your driver's license will not be affected. For your convenience, appointments are available online. If you have any questions, call this number." I thought I was done. I did. I thought I was done. I thought I was fucking done. But you're never done. You're never done. So what happened when I moved from New York to San Francisco? I had a New York driver's license, and I had one for about 4 or 5 years that said female, because New York had allowed me to change the gender on my driver's license, even though my birth state of Utah had not allowed me to do it. So Utah requires that I get a court order. So even though I'm post-op, even though I've been transitioned for almost 11 years at this point, they would still require a court order, which costs about $500 to get. And to go through that whole process, to spend $500, to have to go up in front of a judge and fight for this change to my birth certificate, and then what they're going to do, Utah doesn't even change it, they amend it. So for example, when I got a name change, when I changed my name to Erin, they didn't change my birth certificate, they added a second page. So the first page still is my original birth certificate, and the second page says, on such and such a date, Erin changed her name to Erin. And then this would add a third page that would say, on such and such a date, changed sex to female. And you know, I didn't. So I moved here to California, and I had this female driver's license from New York, but I also had this original birth certificate from Utah. And when the DMV in California saw that, they said, well, your driver's license is going to have to say male because that's what your birth certificate says. And you can fill out this form. It's called a DL-329. And you have to get it filled out by a doctor, and that's how we'll change your gender on your driver's license. And I had just moved here. I didn't have a doctor yet. And so I rushed off to find a doctor as soon as I possibly could. And I found a doctor, and I had her fill out the form. And on the form, which I have right here, it says, gender identification is, and there are two options. One is complete, and the other is transitional. And I guess because I was pre-op at the time, the physician checked transitional. And so here I am 5 years later, and I have to do it again. Only this time I actually get to check complete, which is good, so I won't have to fill out this particular form again. But I'm 11 years in. In October, it will be 11 years since I transitioned. I got my first driver's license when I was 21, and I'm turning 31. And I'm still fighting for my driver's license. I'm still for the most basic of things. So, I mean, what good would it do? What is the point of the driver's license, right? It is a piece of identification. So the point is to identify you, to be identified as the person on your driver's license. So it says, this is who I am. It's my name, it's my age, it's all these different things. It's a photo of me, and it's identification. I can use it to get into the movies, to buy alcohol, to go to a bar. I use it if I get pulled over while I'm driving. I use it all the time to identify myself. What good would it possibly have for it to say male? What good could possibly come from that? None. So I have to get this form filled out, right? So again, like I just changed healthcare providers, and I'll talk about that in a whole different video. About how fun and exciting it is as a trans person to change healthcare providers, because that's great. So I go into this new doctor yesterday, and I have to explain. So like, hey, I'm trans, and can you fill out this form for me? And you know, she did do it, but on here, section 3, to be completed by a physician, psychologist, or psychologist licensed in the United States. Here's what it says. My professional opinion is that applicant's gender identity is, and you have 2 options, male or female, and then demeanor is, and you have 2 options, male or female. And then it says, only a physician licensed in the United States can certify that gender identity is complete. Gender identity is, and it gives the complete or transitional. Why do they care about my demeanor? Why does a physician have to assess my demeanor to determine if I'm woman enough, if I'm female enough to have my driver's license say female? Like, what? How offensive is this? And people might be like, oh, like there are so many worse things in the world, Erin. There's so much. So many other things that you could be worried or getting angry about, or this and that, but I mean, this is like a basic thing, right? Just getting a driver's license. I've had one for over half my life at this point, or I guess almost half, because I got one when I was 16. And like it's so basic. It's such an ingrained part of being a part of society and being able to navigate through the systems that we've created here. And to have to fight for it 11 years in, it's just disappointing. I'm not angry. I'm not mad, America. I'm just disappointed. I just wish that we were past this at this point, but we're not. And I don't think I ever will be. You know, like I often think like, oh, I'm done with my transition because I've done everything I wanted. I've changed my name, I changed my driver's license, I've gotten the different surgeries that I felt I needed in order to get my body to match my gender. And like I didn't have any more steps to take. My transition was over. It's never over. Transitioning is never over. Anyway, thanks for listening. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I really appreciate when everyone takes the time to comment, and you know, I always want to make sure that I take the time to write back and to read everything that people are saying. So it's you know, really a special place for me. So feel free to leave a comment if you've had similar experiences with the DMV. If you're frustrated with this as I am, let me know down in the comments below. Feel free, if you like this video, please hit the like button. It really helps out. If you want to see more videos about trans issues or my life or whatever's going on, hit the subscribe button, because that's how you can actually see them. And until next time, thanks for watching, and I'm Grishno, and I'll see you later.